So after the sworn testimony and the presentation of evidence and hearing from the staff members and all of the adequate findings of fact that need to be made for a special use permit to be considered by a board of adjustment, a motion was made to approve the special use permit presented by the mayor as her sworn testimony and findings of facts presented. And the findings of fact report is actually signed by a member of the planning staff as well as the chair of the Board of Adjustment. And I have that up there for you to, again, pause and read yourself. But of note, there are two things I would like to point out to you. One, that the permit submitted was to operate a tourist home / bed and breakfast, and that the technical review comments required a plan submitted and approved for the use of the property, as well as the on-site parking requirements of 2 spaces for the dwelling unit and 1 per bedroom. And that the special condition that the staff recommended and that was approved in the finding of facts was that it must be a owner or operator occupied. And it has a definition of tourist home, which means a dwelling wherein rooms are rented to provide overnight accommodations for transient guests, provided the character of the dwelling is not changed and in connection therewith, and that there is no display, no stock in trade, nor commodity other than the meals sold on the premises. So nothing else can be sold on the premises other than the meals for the breakfast. And no person, not a resident on the premises, is employed specifically in connection with the accommodation of tourists. So you weren't allowed to have any outside employees, per the definition from July 15th, 2021. In addition, that findings report has a definition for a bed and breakfast, which means a private home offering bed and breakfast accommodations to 12 or fewer persons per night for a period of less than 1 week. There's no wedding venue definition. There's no yoga studio definition. There's no luncheon space for hire definition. There never was a right to do those things per the special use permit issued on July 15th, 2021. And you can go read it for yourself because these minutes are all available online, including her sworn testimony in the Board of Adjustment hearing. So to recap, these are the facts of the mayor's special use permit at our Market Street hotel. Fact: she testified she would rent a maximum of 4 bedrooms. Fact: she testified she would have a maximum of 10 guests at full capacity. Fact: she testified she would have ample on-site property parking for her guests, so everyone could park on her property. Fact: she testified she would be the only staff member operating the bed and breakfast. Fact: she testified she would be the primary innkeeper and would reside on the property on the first floor suite. And fact: there is no mention in her testimony or her application or any supplemental documents that she provided to the city in July of 2021 or the dates leading up to it that involved wedding, rentals, yoga studios, luncheons, anything of that nature. She only spoke of her intended use to rent rooms to transient boarders. She went to the Board of Adjustments and testified that she would operate a bed and breakfast, not a hotel, not a wedding venue, not a commercial space for commercial rentals, a bed and breakfast. And remember, the mayor is entitled to have a difference of opinion, but she's not entitled to have different facts. In the next video, I'll lay out the accurate timeline and the mayor's property notice of violations and why she's about to go back to the Board of Adjustments to fight for her special use permit. And spoiler alert, the mayor's little press tour narrative is not aligned with the actual timeline. So those are the facts. And now y'all and the mayor can go have the day y'all deserve.